Beerus said to me, you just used 2% of your mortal power, but that's impossible. And then I interrupted Beerus and I yelled, silence boy, I am older than time itself, how dare you disrespect me knowing what I am not. Another word from you Beerus. And then I stuck my hand out in front of his face so he could see my terrifying erasure energy, and then Beerus felt true terror for the first time, and I said, I should kill you right now and save everyone a whole lot of trouble, but I'm going to let you live this time because for some reason one of my favorite grandchildren Whis seems to like you for whatever reason, and I don't understand why, at least not yet, but you will have plenty of time to prove to me why I should let you live, and I will be replacing you after this incident. All things considered, you're lucky that I don't just kill you now and then erase your ass from existence. And then Beerus begged me and said, please don't kill me, please let Whis heal me, I'm dying. And I said, pathetic. I was being gentle, and then I healed Beerus instantly with my powers, and then Beerus looked at himself surprised, and then Beerus stood up really fast and I said, stay away from the Saiyans or I will kill you Beerus. And then he said, very well, I'll leave your beloved Saiyan race alone. And I said to Whis, I'll come visit you soon grandson, and Whis said happily, I'll see you soon grandpa. And then Beerus looked at me angry with hatred, and I looked at him the same way, and then I said really loud, I will see you again really soon Beerus. And now he looked at me again with a terrified look on his face, and then I asked myself, I wonder where my angelic wife is, I miss her, and where's Zeno's mother, and why can't I feel them anymore? And I looked sad and concerned, and then I said to myself, I know. I'll just go see my two sons Zeno and Daishinkan, and I will ask them where their mothers are, but first I want to go and see about getting myself 2 Saiyan wives, and I'm going to marry 2 Saiyans from planet Vegeta today if I can. And I said to myself, no wait, I will go to Universe 6 and I will talk to Kale and Caulifla and I will marry those two, and I always wanted to marry Vados. Since I'm in a new human vessel, I can definitely marry Vados now. And I smirked and said she won't recognize my power anyway, and even if she does, I know she was always sexually attracted to me, and besides we deities are not like humans, and there's no such thing as inbreeding amongst gods because our genes and DNA are very pure. Unlike humans, we can procreate with our siblings and even our mothers and aunts without any consequences, so it doesn't matter. Besides, my son Daishinkan will be more than happy with a marriage arrangement between me and 2 of his daughters that I fancy, I must say, though I've always been fond of Vados and Margarita. And then I teleported to planet Sidala, and I said, this planet looks a lot like the old planet of the Saiyans, and their Sidala is still in Universe 7. And then suddenly I heard a familiar voice. I heard Caulifla say, hey, who are you? And then she looked at my beautiful handsome face and she blushed when I turned around and she saw my beautiful handsome and almost feminine facial features. She couldn't stop blushing, and then I said, hello ma'am, my name is Sun Wukong, how are you doing? And then I read her mind, and Caulifla said in her mind, he's so handsome and he looks so strong and he's big and tall, I want to fight him. And then I smirked and closed my eyes and I asked her, who's your friend watching us? Tell her to come over here please. And I could hear their thoughts, and I knew they were both thinking of very lewd and sexual thoughts, especially if I beat them in a fight. And then I asked Caulifla, why are you looking at me like you want to fight me? And then she nodded yes. I asked her, do you want to fight me? And then I asked her, what about your friend? I'm also interested in her too, can she fight? What's your friend's name? And then Caulifla said, oh, that's my best friend Kale. And then I stared at Kale and smirked, and then she blushed red like a tomato. And then I said, I want you both to fight me because you see I'm a god and I am the strongest god. I am Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, and I created the Saiyans, and I know you both. Your name is Kale and your name is Caulifla. And then I said the names of their entire family and ancestors, and Caulifla asked me, how did you know the names of our family? And then I said, I already told you Caulifla, I created all the Saiyans. And then I remembered something about the Universe 6 Saiyans, and I said, oh, I forgot about something I needed to give you all. Then I gave all the Universe 6 Saiyans their monkey tails, and then Kale and Caulifla asked me, what the hell is this? What did you do to us? And then I said, calm down, I just gave you something that helps make you all stronger. I did you both a favor.